Welcome back to Kicking Ass with Tanner Stone. Today we have Verona. What's your last name?
Verona Zakiri.
Verona Sakiri, one of the owners of Giovanni's Pizza in Boca Raton. They're
right.
different, yes. But I'm so excited to have her on the podcast because I've been coming here for probably a year and maybe a little bit longer, but she's only known I've been coming for a year because you probably didn't recognize me before. I was a little fatter. But I love this place. I love the vibes. I love the food. And I just want to share it with you guys and share their story and how you guys came about to where you are now. So I know you guys started in Chicago, but give a little rundown of what Giovanni's is about and give a little bit of your story.
Oh, thank you so much, Tanner. First of all, thank you so much for inviting us on the podcast. I'm so happy to be here and I love your podcast and I just can't wait for your big break.
Thank you.
You're welcome, but thank you for coming here. And Giovanni's, basically, we started as a family business. We still are till this day. We're about over 30 years in business, and our family actually immigrated from Italy and Albania. We have roots in both places, so we're Italian Albanians, and we've come from Italy and Albania to Chicago. We lived there over also 30 years. Then they came here on vacation to Florida and they decided to start their own business here in Florida and bring all the Chicago glory of food that they do over there to Florida, because South Florida did not have anything like that. Like the stuffed pizza, like the deep dish that you made the video with us, with all the cheese coming up and like all that stuff. So they were like, okay, we're going to bring it to Florida, and that's how we're going to raise our family. We're going to teach our family amazing values by owning a family business, but also supporting our family financially by making a family business. Because let's be real, immigrants, you know what I mean? You don't have a good educational background, you don't have college, and literally owning a business, that's the only way that you can really make a living in America and get the American dream. So that's how I started with my grandparents. So I'm third generation.
Okay.
So my grandparents started it with my father and his 3 other brothers. So it was 4 brothers. So that's how we started, and we're still here till this day.
And when did you guys start? What year?
We started, I believe it was in Margate, Florida, and it was in 1996. Or no, I think it was 1998 actually. So yeah, about 1998. No, 1996 or 1998. So around those 2 years. But I was not born yet. So
this is just in Florida, right?
This is only in Florida.
When you guys start in Italy and in Chicago, when did you start in those cities and countries?
Well, in those cities and countries, we didn't have any business over there.
Oh.
But in those times, we would, like family recipes, learn from other people. Yeah, they were figuring it all out. And actually, they worked for other places too, like other pizzerias that were owned from other Italian Albanians. And they would teach them how to make like the dough, the pizza and stuff like that. So they started out with other Albanian families and Italian families that were having those family businesses. And that inspired my grandfather to do the same when they started coming here to Florida. Because my grandfather originally, he was a truck driver. So that was the way that he was able to support the family. And my grandma too, they would drive huge trucks together. And then they were like, okay, let's make a family business with all our family recipes. And we started from scratch, from basically like that. So we didn't have any place in Chicago or in Italy or Albania, but we all started here in South Florida. So
I want to dive more into your life.
Yeah.
I mean, you said you're the 3rd generation and your family's been doing it before you were born. So when you were born, when did you know that you wanted to be involved in it? And how did them owning this pizza restaurant, them being in the restaurant industry, how'd that affect your life?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, for me, it was more like I wanted to be involved when I saw my family needed more help. And I saw the potential of our place, from my own perspective, for the young generation, because, when it comes to 3 generations, each generation has something to offer, like my grandfather's generation, my father's generation, and then me. And things have been changing. Now, back in the day, they used to go door to door for flyers just to advertise for your place. Now everything is in the palm of your hand on social media. So I really had to take the reins and go on social media.
Oh, they didn't understand that
they didn't
yet?
understand that. And literally till I came to help everybody out, then I got to put everything on social media and help them on the social media generation, I guess, how we handle it now. And it honestly changed my life. If I was not here working with my family, I would be a whole different person, because it really builds you from the bottom up. like this type of restaurant business and this type of job, because not only is it you're working in the customer service industry to help people, but you're also working with your family.
Yes.
So it's like you're going home and your coworkers are still there with you. So it's like hard, but it really makes you stronger. So it impacted my life 360 because I learned how to own a business, to help and serve customers, and basically like deal with hard people, including your family when you're working with them.
Yes.
Because it's not always rainbows, you know what I mean? It's hard sometimes when business is going great or business is going so. But you got to support each other. You got to keep fighting. You can't give up, because if you give up, that's your family, you know what I mean? And you don't want to do that. So yeah, that's pretty much my answer, I guess.
So what's the
yeah.
positives and negatives of working with your family?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. For positives, I'm going to start there. Positives is like, if something goes wrong, it's kind of flip 50-50. Either they're not going to be too mad at you because you're family and they're not going to give you big consequences, or depending on what you do, it's huge consequences. You know what I mean? So sometimes they'll let you go easy. Sometimes they won't. So it's a positive sometimes, And then another thing is like when you're working with your family, you're also a boss here too.
Yes.
So you get to take care of it the way you want. You get to run the business the way you want. But at the
Probably
same
helps
time,
you build self-confidence as well, because you have to advocate for yourself and you have to know that you're a boss as well.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God. The amount of times I've told customers that like pissed me off, they're like, oh, can I talk to the manager? I'm like, you're talking to her, like, hello. And I'm like young. I'm like 14 years old telling them that. And I'm just like,
That's awesome.
My God, because I started working here when I was like 13, 14.
Wow.
Yeah. And now I'm 23. So I'm like, it's been a long run, but I had to go through it. You know what I mean? But it did build a lot of confidence because I got to know like, this is my place. I get to run it the way that I want. And the people that I'm working for, they're also working for me as well. And we're all supporting each other. Because if I were to work for somebody else, let's say, like they wouldn't treat you as much respect, you know what I mean, as much care, and overall give you so much benefits and make you basically run the business like your own boss. They'll never do that, you know what I mean? But with family, yeah, definitely. So that's what I can say. But for negatives, because I didn't get to that too much. But definitely it's like blood, sweat, and tears. You got to put into this business. You have to make everything from scratch, because that's how we do our stuff here. Make the dough, the sauce, everything, like literally from scratch.
Yes.
So you have to put in a lot of time, a lot of hours. And the negative part is because all your coworkers are your family, you don't get to see them so much outside of the business. So your whole family time is just working with them. And that's the hard thing about it, because you don't get to see them. Like me and my family, we only get to see each other one day off out of the week. Today's actually our day off, Tuesday. So we only have one day. I actually was the one to advocate for a day off.
Really?
Yeah. Without me, they were working 7 days a week. And I had to work on the day off and work with my grandparents and allow my parents and grandparents to switch the days so that we can have a day off officially. Because my grandfather was one hardworking man, and he would work 7 days a week and every holiday. Like every holiday.
I know your hours are from like 4 to 3 a.m., right?
Yeah, that's right.
And were you guys always, you said your grandpa worked 7 days a week. Was he always working till 3 a.m. or you guys just changed the hours now, or was it always like this?
Yeah, so I mean, in a way, it was kind of always like this, but the hours have changed. It changed, I think, in like 2019, 2020. My grandfather advocated for that, and we were working crazy hours because of him. He got inspired from this one restaurant in Delray, actually, because they were open all the way till 3 a.m. So we went and we checked out the place, and we're like, you know what, this would actually work perfect for where we are located. You know, all the bars, all the clubs are here. So yeah, and then basically like it changed from, we used to be from 11 a.m. all the way to 10 p.m. So still a lot of hours. So still like an 11, 12 hour shift.
People crave pizza at night.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
The big thing.
That's the big thing. And especially in this area. So we changed that from 10 a.m. all the way till 10 p.m. Then we changed it to 12 p.m. Well, 12 a.m. at night, I meant to say. And then we went up to 3 a.m. So we were still holding like the morning hours. So we had a period where it was like 10 p.m. all the way till 2 a.m. in the morning. So that was insane hours. And I was like, guys, we cannot do this anymore. You know what I mean? Because number one, they're working to the bone, my parents, my grandparents, and I don't get to see them, and everybody's tired because they're putting everything into it. And then finally we we did the day off, and then we did 4 p.m. till 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. Because I was like, guys, we're our family business. If we are not working for our family and being able to see our family, then what are we doing this for? You know what I mean? Why are we working just for money? You know what I mean? At that point, it seemed like that. Even though that wasn't the point, they were just testing stuff out. But I was like, guys, like our family and our health are so much more important than just like, doing better in the business, because we
True.
are the only ones working. We don't have other employees. Just us as a family is working. So that's how it basically happened. So now we have the regular hours, 4 till 2 a.m., 3 a.m. But it works out amazing. And people are like shocked. Oh, 4 a.m., 4 p.m. I'm like, yeah, bro, we need our beauty sleep. Like,
Yes.
how else are we supposed to like work here? You know what I mean? It's just us. So yeah.
I mean, I love that. I think that the good thing is you're working with your family, even though you're working till 4 a.m., you're still with the people you love. I mean, who else would you want to be
100%.
with? But I kind of want to, first of all, say thank you for taking the time and doing this on your day off.
Oh,
and
my pleasure. Absolutely. Anytime.
Yeah. Second of all, you said that Boca Raton, you're right by where the clubs are, the bars. Did you guys always know you wanted to be in Boca Raton, or how did you find this exact location, and how much planning went on before you landed here?
Funny story, like Boca Raton, back in the day, it wasn't what it really was now. It was much different. And just for context, we've been here in this spot since 2000.
Okay.
So this restaurant and us being owners of it since 2000, we've been here about to be 26 years. So 26 years ago in Boca Raton, it was still like that, like underlying, oh, the rich people stay here, right?
Yes.
Which is true till this day, but it wasn't so developed like how it is now. So this plaza, we were blessed to be here because one of my uncles, one of my dad's brothers, actually bought this location first.
It's a great location.
Yeah, and it
Yes.
just so happened to be in prime location in the future. So it was already great in the beginning, but now like all the bars and clubs coming in here and really promoting the area brought even more walk-in traffic. So that's why for a moment, my grandparents and my parents, they relied on just word of mouth advertising. But now it's like, okay, word of mouth advertising works, but now social media goes even further than that. So I was able to use that to our advantage, not just the walk-in traffic. So, but that's how we basically did it. It was not much planning. It was kind of just like God's timing, you know what I mean, with them
Seizing the
finding
opportunity
it.
that you had.
Exactly. And then before us was like a Spanish restaurant here. They let go of their stuff, and then my uncle got it, and then we came in. And ever since, kind of history, just working hard, because we had other locations in the past. We had like 4 or 5 other locations at the same time. And then as those locations started to get weirder, because the areas change over time, and then the business comes slower, so then we were looking for other locations. But this one, over 26 years, has not changed, but if anything has gotten better. And it just makes sense, a lot of people moving here and such, especially after COVID. So yeah, that's how we did it over here. So we're thankful to be here. Very blessed. Very blessed.
That's amazing. And fast forwarding till now, I see that there's a lot of places that's open, like Peter's Pizza, How You Doin', and the other pizza places that are around the area. What separates you guys from them? I mean, I know my answer. I'll say my answer right now. My first time coming to Giovanni's was special. I walked in, there was old-fashioned music playing. It had such an Italian vibe. The food was amazing. And it just felt like I was eating a home-cooked meal at the end of the day. And when I go to other places, it's more of a restaurant vibe, like this costs this much money. This place is just, it's a family. So it's nice. But I want to hear your answer. What separates you guys from the other places in town?
Oh, thank you so much. And I really appreciate that.
Yes.
I'm so happy we were able to make that atmosphere and experience for you, because that's what we really try to do. And I feel like that's literally what separates us from everybody. Other places, they're big corporations and other people are working for them. So it's not that much time and dedication. I mean, a lot of places can do it right, but for the most part, you don't get the same feeling and you don't get the same amount of love in every order. And by love, I mean, it's like really dedication to it, like respect for the customer, not just, oh, I'm going to make this meal and I'm expecting the money in return. It's not about that. It's about like making a relationship with that customer, making them happy, making them generally like enjoy themselves, you know what I mean? Because we're a family business. It's very different, you know what I mean? And to be honest, it's not really like we're doing it for ourselves. We're doing it for everybody else, you know what I mean? And like, we also come from like a Christian background, me and my family. So like when we serve people, we want to serve them like we're serving God, you know what I mean? Like we're serving the Lord.
That's amazing.
You know what I mean? And we really want to make sure like we take care of you like a family, you know what I mean? Because when you come here, we actually live like right here too. Like our house is right here. So when people come here, we literally feel like you're coming to visit us at our house. And we kind of like live here too, you know what I
You're
mean?
probably here
Because
more than at home, right?
exactly, we are here more than we are at home. So it feels like we're like literally having you visit us to our house. So it's not only like us wanting to serve you like a family, but also build a relationship with every customer, but also the food that we make. Like we try to make it as if it's for ourselves or for our kids. Like my mom, she makes the dinners. My grandma, she makes the dinners. I help in whenever I can, but I'll serve the customers, you know
Mhm.
what I mean? As if you're family visiting us, you know? So I feel like that alone as an experience makes you enjoy the food more, but also because we do look at the ingredients, we look at not cutting corners, because that was a big thing for my grandfather. He was like, he always hated people when he would go to a restaurant and the picture wasn't as advertised. He would
Yes.
look at the picture and be like, yo, I did not get what I got in the picture. And he would make the like
You show
waiter
the
laugh.
photo?
Yeah, he would show the picture. And back in the day, it wouldn't be like a phone, it would be like a newspaper or something, a
Yes.
picture. And they would laugh. And he was like, dude, you guys cutting corners. I hate this. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And he would make it a joke, but he literally used that philosophy for everything that we did, like in the restaurant. So I feel like that's one of the biggest things, like that changes us from other people. And Boca Raton in this area, it's become like little Italy. Like there's so
It
many Italian
has.
restaurants. I don't know if you've noticed, but we're happy to see, because when we see other people successful, we're happy too, you know? It's not anything
Yes.
like competition, you know what I mean? Because we happy to see everybody making it. When they're good, we're good too, because they bring people to us. So it's like vice versa. It's a community, you know? That's how it's been.
I love that you mentioned putting love into the food, because you're a family. Of course, you're going to do that. And I always try to stretch that saying so much, because it's true. I mean, you could tell at a restaurant or even at home if someone puts love into their food. And even if you eat the food, if you're eating it with a bad mindset, you're not going to like it. If you're eating it with love, you're going to like it even more. And I try to say
100%.
that so much.
100%.
But at the same time, like, I want to go on to your ingredients and how you guys make the food, because I know you're so eager to talk about that.
Yeah, yeah.
And you guys recently said you're seed oil free, you fry with beef tallow, cook with olive oil. And what goes on behind the scenes? You say you make it from scratch. How long has that recipe been going on for? And when did you and your family realize, I don't want to cook with seed oils anymore? I want to start making food that is good for you.
100%. Like, definitely. Like, I feel like with our family, we've always tried to be as healthy as we can, as authentic as we can to home style Italian cooking,
Mhm.
which doesn't use seed oils, but quite literally just the simple ingredients: olive oil, tomatoes, basil, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Herbs, seasonings. That's all you need for something to be authentic, delicious. And we've always ate like that at home. So the majority of these recipes have come from our home style cooking from like generations before us. Like we just kept pushing it, you know what I mean? Using the same old ways, but like twisting it from everybody's different standpoint of taste. But it also came to a point where we wanted to also kind of like come to people and show people like, hey, like we're trying to go also the healthy route too, because like any place that fries their food, like they're gonna fry like in canola
Vegetable
oil,
oil.
vegetable
Mhm.
oil, stuff like that. And we're like, okay, so everything else that we're making is healthy and proper and amazing, but how about can we do the frying oil too? You know what I mean? So we were trying to look to improve in every aspect that we can, you know? So that also came down to the beef tallow, you know what I mean? And back in the day at home, we used to use beef tallow all the
Really?
time. Yeah.
Wow.
But the thing is actually like over time, it was much harder to obtain beef tallow. You know what I mean? So it also made it harder for restaurants like us to actually go down that route. But I feel like due to the administration, due to political stuff that's going on, like the health stuff, like I don't know if you know what's his name, the guy.
Robert?
Yeah. The Kennedy guy.
Yes, Robert Kennedy.
Yeah, Robert Kennedy. So he was pushing the beef tallow and no seed oil stuff. So that actually pushed the
I
market
feel like
to
it's
go.
bigger than it ever is right now.
It is. And that actually helped us to change because we've been wanting to for such a long time. And until now, we were able to do it. So that's why we
So
changed.
you weren't able to before because
Yeah.
of what? The price?
I think it was the price, but also the availability.
Okay.
But of course, I'm not the one in charge of that. You know what
Yes.
I mean? So, but from what we know, like when we were searching like all these major fruit what's it called, those trucks that like come and like give you the food like to the restaurants.
Mhm.
I forget the word, but yeah,
Suppliers.
the suppliers basically for the restaurants, they didn't have that as an option at all.
Yes.
So that's the thing. So when we were looking for it, even in a regular grocery store down to Restaurant Depot, it was not available. So
Mm.
even if we wanted to, we were not able. So it was just kind of a matter of timing and availability that made us change. But down to everything else, we were able to make it as healthy as can be. You know what I mean? Always cooking in olive oil and homemade way stuff, you
That's
know?
amazing. And
So,
I actually had a conversation with a guy named Tim a few days ago. He
mhm,
said the demand for seed oil free food is very high right now, but the
that's right.
supply isn't there.
Yeah.
So like you just said, it's not really available to a lot of people right now. It's probably super expensive. And what has been the biggest difference since you guys went seed oil free? Have you guys been gaining more traction, and has customers been pushing for this? I mean, what's the big difference from the before and after?
I feel like the taste actually is like the biggest positive that came out of it.
Wow.
Absolutely. Like, I don't know if you ever tried. Well, obviously you
Of
have tried
course,
actually. I
yes.
forgot. But it makes it taste so much better, so much crispier, and just overall better experience with the food. But of course, the health option, the reasoning behind it is the number one thing about it. It's so much more healthier for you,
Mhm.
and it makes it taste like really like homemade Italian cooking, like back in the day, like how my
Yes.
grandparents grew up. You know what I mean? And actually, that was like one of the main reasons why we changed it, because us as a family, we eat here. We don't eat at home. We eat at the restaurant.
Mhm.
So I was like, guys, I really want to eat more fried food, but I want to be more healthy about it. Can we please change the beef tallow? So I forgot to mention that earlier, but you
So
just
you were
reminded
pushing
me.
for it
I was
more.
pushing for it, yeah, because I was
But was
like,
I the
guys,
only
let's look
customer
into it.
pushing for it? Or was there other ones as well?
I think there's three other people, but I think you were the main guy, honestly.
Yes.
Yeah, honestly. But yeah, but we wanted to do it from a long time ago. But like I said, it was just not available for us restaurants, and especially the tiny restaurants. We're just a mom
Yes.
and pop shop. Imagine the big corporations. What about them? Why are they not changing it when they have so much more stuff available to their hands, to change and go on that route, that healthy route? But yeah, that's basically what we were doing.
So why do you think the other big pizza restaurants don't change?
I feel like it's down to, I mean, it could be like the resources,
Hmm.
it could be the management. Some places are like, like when you buy a commercial establishment, like you have to follow their rules. So it's not really up to them, but it's up to the big bosses.
Okay.
Like if you're a franchise, basically, you know what I mean? So it's up to the CEOs of that place. But they like some places, they're just like they're cutting corners, like low key, I'm gonna say it, because they just want it more cheap way and they don't really care about the quality, you know what I mean? So unfortunately they go down that route. But if they were to actually care about it, it would benefit them a lot, because honestly, I see the big difference. All the customers, they love it even more now than before. They love the taste, they love,
And do they know
and they
why, or
enjoy
they
it.
just like it better now?
They like, even without me telling them, they like it better now, and it's
Wow.
so funny about to even say. But then I explain to them, I'm like, hey, we made a new change, we're cooking in beef tallow, and they're like, they go crazy, they're like, oh my god, I can't believe you guys are doing that. I'm like, yeah, like we eat here, like we care about the food because we're also eating here. So it's a big difference. A lot of other those places, like we're talking commercial places, they don't actually eat there. They're just there to
Yes.
sell a product and keep the money pushing, keep it going. So it's a business, but we are both business, but also family, but also like, hey, we genuinely care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we want you guys to eat good and enjoy it.
That's a
So
great way that you put it. The franchise locations, the people who work there, they're poisoning other people, but they don't poison themselves.
that's
You
right.
guys, you eat what you make. That's the
Exactly.
thing. And I love
Exactly.
that at the same
Thank
time.
you. Thank you. We try, we do our best.
So what's the next step with Giovanni's? Do you guys just want to keep doing your thing, or you guys want to expand to another location right now?
Oh my goodness. Honestly, I'm not too sure, but we want to make sure that this place is getting better and better as
Mhm.
best as we can, because this is our number one spot for right now. Keep it family only. And if we were to expand, we want to keep that family as well, because, like we were talking about other big places, once you kind of expand and you put into other people's hands, sometimes the quality doesn't
Yes.
match. And that's a big issue for us. We want it to be the same. So if we do expand, we want to make sure our family's there. So we probably won't expand for a little moment till we get everything situated, because we want to make sure this place is good first. But in the future, when I'm good, I do want to keep this place going as long as I can. We'll see how many generations will come after me,
Of
but
course.
I do want to keep it going, for my grandfather's sake, for our family's sake. And,
I think
you
also
know,
for your kids' sake as well, because they'll
yeah,
learn the morals and values that you have now.
absolutely. Oh
Hmm.
my God, it changed my life. I'm telling you,
I bet.
it changed my life. When
Yes.
I first started working here, I was like a little scared mouse. Like I swear, I could not talk to people. I was so like shy. I could not even do anything. Like literally. And this place broke me out of my shell and helped me find out who I am. You know what I mean? Like whether I'm very like enthusiastic person, introverted, extroverted, like I got to find out who I am and also help people at the same time. So it was a really rewarding process. And I hope
Yes.
one day I'm able to bring my kids to also do the same. Whatever financial situation I am, whether I'm very, very good or very, very bad, they need to know the basics and work in the customer service industry and family business because, oh my God, you become a different person.
And
And I feel bad
yeah.
for people who don't. But
I mean,
yeah.
it's situations like that where you grow so much as a person. And that's what I always say. Like me going to New York, me going to Thailand, like that's when I grew so much as
Oh.
a person. And you getting out of your comfort zone, serving people, serving strangers that you
Mm-hmm.
have to make feel like your family while they're in here. It's got to be tough at first,
Oh yeah.
especially if they're not nice to you or something like that.
Hmm.
But when you guys first started, what mistakes did you guys have that help you grow or help you to where you are now?
Oh my goodness. I mean, to be honest, no place is perfect, and we are definitely not
Hmm.
perfect. But I've made so many mistakes. Like, unfortunately, I would forget orders. I would, in the beginning, I would get really pissed off with some people, unfortunately. But then I would have to like really take a step back and be like, hey, it's not that, crazy. Like, don't worry. This person's probably just having a bad day, et cetera, et cetera. So I would make mistakes like taking things too personal, not only from the customer side, but also from my family side. Because sometimes my family would get so upset, I would
Yes.
get so upset, and then I would make it like in a personal attack to them or to the customer, for example, if they were pissed off with me, if I made a mistake or if I misunderstood them, which for the most part I would never do on purpose. It would always be a genuine mistake. But some people, no matter how you put it, they're still gonna take it the wrong way, unfortunately. And Boca Raton, there's some crazy people out here that are like very entitled, unfortunately.
Hmm.
But for the most part, people here are amazing and really respectful. But there's always that one person, you know what I mean? But those were probably the biggest mistakes, and like letting like work and the business kind of take over your life and not having a balance
Hmm.
was also a big mistake. I feel like from my family and myself, because we weren't able to, at certain points in our business to be able to separate that properly. And so when we went home, we would bring the business home as well. And that wasn't good either. And I feel like anybody in a family business would understand 100%
Yes.
what I mean. And it doesn't mean that we don't have a healthy relationship, because we do. And I feel like compared to other people, no matter how many problems we might have more than other people, I feel like our relationship is so much more healthier because we went through it together and we persevered together. So we got so much stronger with understanding each other. So I feel like those were the main mistakes. But other than that, like when it came to food and stuff like that, making the food, I feel like we were like doing honestly an amazing job, like
Hmm.
service, making the food, and like serving the people, no matter how amazing or mean they were or how drunk they were. Because we had to be here like till 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and we would have to take care of the drunk people that would pass out here and like give them water, treat them like it. First, at some points in this restaurant business, it feels like you're in a hospital. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like you're taking care of people, like you really are. And some people, they come back and they thank you and they're like, "You literally saved my life." Like
Wow.
it's so crazy. And oh my God, I have to tell you something. This remind me, I had a crazy story I have to share with you. I had a customer come about a week ago.
Okay.
He literally suffered with a seizure in the morning,
Wow.
same day, and he died that same morning. And he like literally he was not brain dead, but he had no heartbeat, nothing. For 10 minutes. What's it called? Those people that come into your house, the ambulance, I forget what it's
Yes.
called. But they were at the house. He was pronounced dead. He came back to life. I'm not joking with you. He comes the same night. He was like the first thing I thought of after dying for 10 minutes was to come and eat pizza at Giovanni's. I swear
Wow.
to you, I'm not joking.
That's crazy.
Lord, I'm telling
It's
you.
probably your best customer
Oh
ever.
my God. He works in the plaza. But it was so funny because he was like, you guys have always been there for me and I love your pizza so much. And I literally died. I came back the same day and I ordered pizza from you guys. And I was like, oh my God, I never heard such a story in my life. And this guy, he's a very honest guy. Like, I believe this guy. He was like, I can't believe what happened to me today, but I want to be here and I want to order pizza from you guys.
Wow.
And he told the people that was helping him, like the ambulance people, like, they're like, what are you going to do now? And like his friends were asking him, what are you going to do now? Are you going to go out party and whatever? Because you made it, you survived. It's like, no, I'm just going to go grab pizza, bro. Like at Giovanni's, bro. So that's what happened. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we really make a relationship with people here. And I feel like that's so rewarding, You really make a difference in people's lives, no matter how hard it is in the business, So yeah, I just want to share that with you because it was pretty
that's
crazy.
A crazy story.
I can't believe that happened. Still am
Yes.
thinking about it. I'm like, what the heck happened, bro? Anyways, that's amazing.
No, I feel like this is why you're different. This is why Giovanni's is so special, because you treat your customers like your family. I keep saying it, but this kind of makes it seem like it's really true.
Yeah, for
Yes.
real. No, I'm telling you. And then where you're sitting and where that chair over there,
Mhm.
like I have these customers that have been coming for over 20 years, and they come every single Saturday.
Wow.
Every single Saturday. And they were best friends with my grandfather. And I'm like, I can't believe how our place and our family was able to withstand like a relationship for over 20 years and a loyal customer for that long. And they come
Mhm.
every single Saturday. Like I call them my uncle now because they
Wow.
saw me since I was a little kid, like this, coming to visit grandma, grandpa in the restaurant. And now I'm working here and I'm basically running the place. And they're like, I can't believe I got to see you like almost every single Saturday for 20 years grow up. And I'm like, wow, this is incredible. This is an incredible experience that I would never been able to have if I wasn't in this business with my family. And that's why I'm saying it's so rewarding. Even though it's so hard, it's so rewarding, like genuinely,
Yes.
For real.
So before we finish up, let's say I'm describing Giovanni's to someone. What would you want the adjectives that I say, or how do you want me to describe it? Like, what would you hope that someone said about Giovanni's?
Oh my goodness. Thank you. I would say like, I guess you can just cut it short and be like, Giovanni's, it's the real deal.
Mhm.
Like, it's real, it's love, it's family, it's real life, as raw and unperfect, but perfectly unperfect place that honestly you will enjoy and you will feel like family, and you would want to come and visit every time, like with your friends and your family, and make memories
Mhm.
that will last you a really freaking long time. So I feel like if somebody like describes it that way, I feel like we accomplished something, you know what I mean? And we did our mission, you know what I mean? We made an impact and we made this place what it really needs to be, for the community, for ourselves, and for our lives, So I feel like somebody describes it similar to that. Well, that's how I would like them to be describing our place.
That's amazing. And
Thank
before we
you.
even finish up, I want to say my biggest take from this episode would be that family-owned restaurants can be the best thing and the worst thing. I mean, it can be the best thing because you're with the people you love. The food really comes from home. It's home cooked. It's all homemade. And you make everybody in the restaurant feel like they're part of your family. But the negatives could also be that you're with the people that you're with every single day. So like you said, it could be a struggle, but at the same time, who else would you rather be with, right?
That's right.
Yes.
Amen to that.
So thank you so much for
Oh
coming
my
on the
God,
episode.
my pleasure.
I had a
Thank
great time.
you. Oh my
Yes.
God, I had an amazing time. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Oh my goodness.